Good evening. Please join me as we sing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome, family, friends, teachers, administrators, and fellow classmates to the graduation of the class of 2021. This school year has been nothing like any of us could have ever imagined, but we have officially made it to the finish line. Congratulations, class of 2021. Now, please help me in welcoming Dr. Jeanette Wallace, the Stratford STEM Magnet's Lower Campus Principal.
Thank you so much to Gary Burke for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem. Thank you so much. Thank you, Darren, for my introduction. Parents, family, students, Stratford faculty, and esteemed guests, welcome. Students, you have made it. Let's give a round of applause to all here today who have helped, nagged, cajoled you, and encouraged you to get to the finish line of 12 years of grade school and graduation. Okay, my parents' frustration at my complete lack of interest in school convinced them that my path was leading to low-level employment. The school I attended, Tiffin Girls' School, is one of the top public schools in England, and this meant little to me. And I left at age 15 to work in a local store. Why did I make that choice? I wish I could recreate the frame of reference and look into my then 15-year-old head, grasp the answer, and share that aha moment with every educator who grapples with this question today. I restarted my education in part-time college and eventually became an accountant. I worked in a school, and it was there that I witnessed teachers working with students and making a difference in their lives. I wanted to do that. And I began a journey of re-education and certification that led me to Stratford to work with students who oft times mirrored my own school experience, and I have indeed tried to put my old head on their young shoulders. Stratford is a school full of smart students. I'm looking out today here at you all, ready to move on to your new lives. Now, you know how we all like data. Well, here are a couple of facts about you all. 43% of the students graduating today attended Stratford Lower Campus. A whopping 48% of students attended more than one high school. Props to you all for graduating on time, and also an acknowledgement to MMPS schools who are creating a school system where students can transfer schools, some multiple times, and still be successful. Thank you. Now, I have something to share. So I am taking you back to August 2016. Just give me a minute. Okay, excuse us. I'm taking you back to August 2016, and you were heading for 8th grade, 52 students from what was Bailey Middle School. When you arrived at Stratford Lower Campus for 8th grade, this was hanging in the 8th grade hallway. It says, "Welcome, class of 2021, Stratford Lower Campus." And that seems a long way off then, but here we all are, both you and I getting ready for a goodbye to Stratford. You're graduating and starting new lives, and I'm completing my Stratford life too and retiring. The best of luck to you all and for your bright futures ahead. New beginnings, sad ends. Goodbye for you all to 12 years of grade school. You made it. New starts, college, work, wherever your life plan takes you. And goodbye for me after my 19 years at Stratford as a teacher, academy coach, assistant principal, and principal. Thank you. Now it's my turn for introductions. We have worked alongside each other for 11 years, and I present to you my colleague, mentor, and friend, Principal of Stratford STEM Magnet Upper Campus, Dr. Mike Steele. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace. Dr. Wallace, if you wouldn't mind coming back up here for a second, please. Put your mask on. Congratulations on your retirement. It has been truly an amazing 11 years. You are without a doubt a consummate professional day in and day out. I have the highest amount of respect for you. This is Dr. Janet Wallace. We thank you and honor your dedication, commitment, and service to the children of Tennessee. You have exemplified yourself, sacrificed to love and educate our students. Congratulations on your retirement. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan. So, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. No hugs. Hoorah, seniors! Love you. Gonna miss you. Parents, thank you so much for being amazing parents during these difficult times. You have been fantastic. Your support for our teachers, our administration, our support hub has been fantastic. Thank you. Give yourself a round of applause, please. Students, let's hear it for your parents, your family. I also want to acknowledge our special guest, Dr. Battle, Mr. John Little from our school board, Dr. Battle, our director of schools, Dr. Turner, Dr. Springer, Dr. Kovac, and my admin team, all guests of honor up here, so let's give them a round of applause, please, as well. Love this team. And students, it's been over a year now when we were told we had to stay home, and then we had to stay home for a long period of time. And these folks right down here, it was like they've been doing this for years. They never missed a beat to help you, to be there for you, to call you, to check on you. And so to the best staff anywhere in the country, Stratford teachers, love you, mean it, and let's hear it for our teachers. Our counselors have been amazing. Miss Shelby, you're amazing, always helping out from the top floor. Mr. Marvin, anybody that had anything to do with your graduation, they're here tonight, and they're fantastic folks, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of this team. Seniors, many of you asked me to keep this short, and so I promise you I will. Many of the staff also asked me to keep it short, so I will. I love you. I'm honored to be your principal for 4 years. I'm honored to see you graduate tonight, overcoming so many obstacles, being resilient, being fantastic. I want to leave you with one thing. Just remember, did not look and search for the easy road. Never search for the easy way out. Always go down the most difficult path. That's when you're going to grow. That's when you're going to find success. Peace and happiness is through hardship. It's not through making it easy every time you turn around. I love you. Congratulations tonight, parents. Thank you so much. Students, congratulations.
Hi! Good afternoon, class of 2021. Before I start this speech, let us take the time to appreciate how good we all look in our caps and gowns. I say this is the best looking graduating class I've ever seen. But in all seriousness, look at us. We're currently experiencing the moment we've all been waiting for. I would like to say thank you to those who made this day possible. As we all know, these recent years haven't been the easiest for anyone. Everyone around the world, including us, has come face to face with countless obstacles. Obstacles such as COVID-19, racism, social injustice, hazardous weather, you name it. We have seen it all happen on the news, social media, sometimes in our personal lives. I don't want this speech to seem heavy or gloomy because today is a day for celebration. However, these are real situations that are currently going on around us. Who knows, maybe even the person sitting right next to you could be going through something we may not understand. But there's a quality in all of us that makes understanding possible. There's a quote by American researcher Cassandra Brean Brown that stood out to me. It goes along the lines of, empathy has no script. There is no right way or wrong way to do it. It is simply listening, holding space, withholding judgment, emotionally connecting and communicating that incredibly healing message of, you're not alone. The reason why we are all able to comprehend one another is that we all know what it's like to struggle in our own ways. No matter how different our lives may be, we will have the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing. So with that being said, all that I ask is for all of you to take the time to reflect. Because once we cross that stage with our diplomas in our hands, we will be transitioning into the real world. Once we step into the real world, it is up to us to continue writing our stories. We are the next generation of people that will leave its mark in this world. For some of us, maybe future doctors, lawyers, civil rights activists, scientists, artists, and etc. So to my fellow graduates, please live the life that makes you the happiest. Allow your curiosity and hunger for knowledge to flourish. Stand for what you believe is right and do not bow down to the signs of struggle. Remember to show compassion and kindness to those who may need it the most. And lastly, stay safe, stay humble, and remember, we did it.
Get it, Fernando!
I want to start by first off saying what an honor it is to be up here, standing up here today. And I definitely wouldn't be up here without the constant support of each and every one of you out here. So thank you all so much. You all have pushed me for my entire high school career, and for many of you, even more, through middle school, elementary school, even longer. And you've all pushed me to be the best version of myself that I can be. And so because of you all, I've grown into the person I am today. So I want to thank you all for the lessons you've taught me and the journey that we've gone through together. I also want to thank our teachers, administrators, support staff, other school staff like janitors, cafeteria workers who always contribute to our school. They've always been here for us, and they're always pushing us to be the best that we can be, not only as students, but as individuals as well. Especially our teachers, though. They do so much for us, and they're constantly going above and beyond without the recognition. For example, this past year, they had to pivot to teaching 100% virtually, and that's not an easy task. We definitely didn't make it easy on them either. We didn't have our cameras on, we weren't talking in class, so we didn't make it easy on you, so thank you guys. And also to our administrators, they made it possible for us to return back in person, and for some of us, that meant the difference in succeeding in classes. And lastly, I want to thank our families, because without them and their support, we wouldn't be here today. But we're here today to celebrate our accomplishment. We made it, class of 2021. A theme that I saw in all 4 of our years here is our perseverance and how we overcame obstacles and struggles in our path to make it here and achieve other goals. So one obstacle that I know we all had to deal with was COVID and the whole virtual school thing. It was a major challenge for some of us, and we missed out on opportunities. But despite these struggles, we've also managed to have fun times. We managed to make so many memories at Stratford, and I hope we won't forget them as we move on to the next steps of our life. I was looking through my camera roll for the past 4 years, trying to think of good memories that we all would remember. And I found one junior year, Mr. Freeman's class. Darren and Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman thinks it's a good idea to teach Darren how to tackle. So they both line up, and you know Darren, he's going to tackle him full force, and that's what he does. He knocks him over to the ground. And there's so many more moments like that brought us all together in laughter. And so I hope we don't forget them as we move on to the next step in life. Personally, I've learned so many lessons throughout high school. In my AP language class with Mr. Ammon, we read through the autobiography of Malcolm X. It told the story of his life, his journey from a criminal and a drug addict to a Muslim advocating for equality and 100% free from his drug addiction. I think this quote from him sums up a common theme that myself and our entire class learned. There is no better than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time. So even through defeat and failure, we learn, and these lessons can't be learned any other way. I've recently had an experience like this, and I'm sure you all have. I was working on my senior capstone project. I launched a high-altitude balloon to 95,000 feet. But what most of you don't know is I actually failed the first time doing this. I had everything ready to launch. I'd filled up the balloon with helium. I'd talked to the government, gotten everything ready. I let go of the balloon, and I expected it to shoot up to space. And in fact, it didn't go anywhere. And at that moment, I really felt the weight of failure. But looking back at it, I'm really glad it happened because I rebuilt everything, and it showed me all the flaws in my project. So a month later, I had everything ready, everything rebuilt, and it worked perfectly. But if it had flown up the first time, I doubt it would have worked so flawlessly. And that's because I learned all of those lessons from failure. Failure doesn't feel good, and it sucks. It's discouraging. That moment when I had to call the air traffic control and tell them that it wasn't going to work, that hurt. But it inspired me to come back with an even better design. Adversity teaches us lessons, and we have to remember to take them and learn from them. Sometimes we'll put a lot of work into something and we won't get it, but it happens. You'll fail at things. Without failure, you'll never improve. This lesson is one that I experienced several times, and I know all of you have as well. So I want you to remember as you move on to the next steps in your life, remember your failures, learn from them, because they will make you stronger. But right now, we're at a point in our lives that we've worked towards for over 12 years. We're climbing like a tall mountain of life. We're at one of the peaks, but we're not all the way up yet. We're at a decision point. This decision point will take us higher up the mountain or down into a valley. So keep your friends close, whether it's family, friends. You just need good relationships, because a good friend will know when you're going down into the valley, and they'll pull you up and help you up the mountain. So keep your friends close. We made it here today, 12 years of work for this moment right now. So let's enjoy it. Thank you.
Good evening, graduates, parents, co-workers, guests. My name is Elijah Ammon, and I've taught at Stratford for 10 years. I have attended 8 graduations, and I have cried at 2 of them. So we'll see where this one ranks after all this is over. Class of 2021, you messed up. Think about every crazy thing you said or did in front of me for the last 4 years, and now you put me in a room with your parents and a microphone. But I wouldn't rat you guys out like that. I'm not petty like that. For instance, I would never say that Ashlyn stole my keys and put a box of onions in my car to sit all afternoon until I went home. I would never say that there are still pencils in the ceiling of room 1200 where Dwayne would throw them up in the air in the middle of class. I would never say that DK joined the cadet corps because he enjoys walking through the hallway. I would never, ever say that ZT naps more in class than he sleeps at night. And I would never, ever say that Kendrick once spent an entire day hiding in the bathroom because he didn't want to go to class. And Darren, all I can say is, you trying to be funny. After spending so many years with this group of young people, you learn a lot about them. And not just the fact that none of you can make the Stratford S facing the right direction. You also learn things that Jacob can sleep sitting straight up so you can't tell that he's fallen asleep. You also learn that Bryant makes a duck face in every single yearbook photo. You learn that you should never dare Josh to do anything. You learn that Draquan has the longest arms and legs humanly possible. And you've also learned that it's pronounced Busisimpan, not Butissimaphone. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, everybody. But I do love this group of students. I love them as much as Brandon loves sneakers, as much as Kenya loves Grey's Anatomy, as much as Caden loves Tupac. I love them as much as Aiden loves chess, and as much as Davin loves making beats. I love them as much as Fernando loves being the center of attention. I love them as much as Chloe loves Family Guy, and as much as Kane loves arguing with me. I love them like Dwayne loves backflips, and as much as all of you love sneaking off campus to get lunch. But all that aside, after all this time, you learn what makes this class special. A lot of graduation speeches focus on what you should become, what you should do. But today, I want to remind you who you already are, what character qualities you already have that are going to take you into the next phase of your life and make you excellent. So here's what I know about the class of 2021. This class is honest, and they tell it like it is. There's no filter on how they express themselves, which can sound like a terrible quality, especially when they are telling you that they don't like what you're wearing in class that day. But in a world that's obsessed with image over substance, we need more people who can speak directly and honestly. Change is only going to happen when people like you are willing to talk openly and honestly. And if everybody had the kind of open and honest conversation that you would hear in Ruiz's PLT, this world would have worked out a lot more of its problems by this point. Students, I would urge you to pair this honesty with empathy, and remember that honesty without love or compassion can hurt as much as it helps. I've also learned that this class is loyal. This goes way beyond Arissa offering to fight any student that gives me trouble. This whole group looks out for each other. Will do whatever it takes to take care of one of their own. This group is also very selective about who they give their loyalty to. Their 12-year academic journey is littered with teachers who did not earn their loyalty. But this journey's taught them a valuable lesson, that not everybody in this world deserves your loyalty, that every corporation, politician, and denomination wants your loyalty, but this group knows that you need to pair loyalty with discernment. And so as you continue your journey as adults, remember to keep that discernment when the world tries to buy your loyalty. And then finally, this group is tough. I wanted to get through an entire speech without mentioning COVID or these unprecedented times, but there's no way around it. You're the toughest students to graduate from Stratford because you lived through the toughest times. You've held down jobs while taking virtual school. You've persevered through a senior year with no pep rallies, homecoming, or fans in the stands. You've endured the physical and mental strain of an unexpected and unknown danger, and you've come out successful and stronger. Take what you've learned this year and remember that life isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about overcoming those difficulties and becoming a stronger person. You're about to enter a stage of life where you have incredible freedom to succeed or to fail. And during this time, your biggest competition is yourself. Can you become a little bit better than you were the day before? It doesn't take a superpower to be the hardest worker in the room, but being the hardest worker in the room is what sets you apart from everybody else. In the first graduation I ever went to at Stratford, the speaker wanted the kids to think that she was cool. So the moral of her speech was, don't do it for the vine, do it for your mind. Some of y'all are too young to know what vine is. I would never say anything as corny as that. But when I think about you students and how proud I am of you, there's only one word that comes to mind. Sheesh.
Mr. Little, sir, the records of these students have been duly examined and found to be in accordance with the laws of the great state of Tennessee and the policies of Metropolitan Nashville Public School System. I am proud to recommend the class of 2021 of Stratford STEM High School for graduation. I certify that each graduate has completed all the requirements necessary to receive a high school diploma with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges bestowed upon each graduate.
On behalf of the Metropolitan Nashville Board of Education, it is my honor to certify this graduation process in the awarding of high school diplomas to the Stratford High class of 2021. I further attest that the students receiving diplomas today have met or exceeded all graduation requirements mandated by Metro Nashville Public Schools and the State of Tennessee Department of Education. The Board of Education congratulates the students and their family members. It has been an honor to have you in our schools, and we wish each of you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. And out of respect for our graduates, parents, family, friends, in person, and streaming, please hold your cheers, your whistles, your bullhorns, your bells to a minimum, if you don't mind. I'm gonna say at least 3 seconds, because I know some of y'all not gonna do that, but at least 3 seconds, okay? Please respect us in that way. Thank you so much. Samuel Aaron Sands. Brian Aguilar de la Cruz. Samuel Keyshawn Armstead. Darren Baltazar. Christorelli Berber Vasquez. Arissa Cameron Busisampan. Kenya Marie Kennedy. Chloe Grace Crozier. Kevin Manuel Flores Rivera. Emmanuel Hassan. Michael Angelo Hernandez Lara. Tiana Lachey Jones. Ashlyn Lee Kenyon. Claudia Grisel Lopez Avalar. Aaliyah Miramontes. Anai Miramontes. Bryson Isaiah Moore. Niyam Abazi, Niyam Kire. Brooke Mackenzie Osborne. Stephen Lawrence Otis Jr. Grayson Connor Pate. Elena Nicole Phillips. Shayla Michelle Pitts. Silverio Rivera Lopez Jr. Kimora Kyrie Robinson. Dylan Franklin Williams. Fernando Artez Aiken. Haiti Alarcon Martinez. Jonathan Lorenzo Abialo Tejada. Christiana Nicole Banks. Travis Ray Barnes. Joshua Marcellus Bentley. Davin Malik Bryant. Paige Bijan Buford. Taquisha Asiana Connor. Yasmin Naya Daniels. Terrence Maurice Elliott. Dante Maurice Fialis. Vivian Nicole Frazier. Elman Enrique Garcia Chitamo. Tenaria Heaven Grigsby. Marquise Travell Groves. Malik Jamel Guy. Victoria Josephine Haney. Ayana Tashelle Hawkins. Devarian Lavanye Hogan. Felicity Nicole Holloway. Kelviana Danielle Holmes. Ali Ibrahim. Seth Allen Kephart. Asia Monet Lewis. Kelly Paola Lopez Abreu. Romina McGee. Joshua LeBron Miller. Mary Liz Elizabeth Newborn. Pacific Niyamagumbo. Mackenzie Marie Patton. Andriana Lachey Pointer. Jamia Renee Louise Pope. Shatoria Kathleen Russell. Terrion Lamont Scott. Makia Dene Short. Timothy George James Shorts, Jr. Tonika Lachey Stewart. Brenda Elizabeth Sanoon Lahu. DeKaylin Amari Hayes. Kamari Tashe Thompson. Anthony Wayne Tyler Jr. Augustine Vasquez Jr. Kafaria Demonye Wagner. Bryant Stephen Wallace. Corey Wayne Williams. Alicia Madai Acevedo Luna. Jamie Lorena Afaro. Aiden Vincent Douglas Atwood. Marquise D'Angelo Bell. Kendarius Marshawn Blackburn. Marquell Lamont Burke, Jr. Jericho Trayvon Butler. Juliana Christina Couch. Travis Jermaine Day, Jr. Caden Thomas Dunlap. Sean Patrick Evans, Jr. Thomas James Pfizer. Draquan Lamar Gills. Oscar Gillian Lopez. Vincent Dwayne Hausman. Muhammad Sadek Houter. Christopher Lawrence Hill. Thank you for holding your whistle for 3 seconds. Alexis Monet Horton. Nikaya Michon Johnson. Chloe Lynn Jones. Yulitza Alexandra Lopez Avalar. Rose Angela Rose Lopez. Brandon Jair Martinez Medina. Michael Marcel McDaniel. Kevonte Latarius McMillan. Jamila Noor Muhammad. Faustin Mugabe. Aaliyah Ari Page. Diarco Diaz Perkins McAllister. Jameson Craig Pope. Shane Paul Presley. Alexandria Lee Pugh. Zekiah Marquez Ridley. Dwayne Renaud Russell. Kristen Salter. Fredasia Marche Diamond Rain Simpson. James Edward Sullivan. Zamarion Marquand Taylor. Melina Madia Teep. Landon Deshaun Waite. Kimora Yvonne Waugh. Jacob Dwayne Webb. Alexis Aviana Wilkerson. Kane Eugene William. Kendrick Lamont William. Dekaya Lamaris Woods. Last but not least, Marion Yafai. If you would, please give it up for the class of 2021. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.
Okay. Class of 2021, as we draw to a close, the time has come for us as students to turn our tassels from right to left, symbolizing the crossing from high school to the next exciting stage in our lives. Congratulations, we did it.
Class of 2021, please stand and repeat after me. We, the graduates of Stratford STEM Magnet School, promise to uphold the dignity, the honor, and prestige of the institution. We will carry on as we leave the portals of our alma mater. The wisdom and values taught to us in order that we will in turn be worthy citizens of our country. We will uphold the rights and privileges of the school as sons and daughters of our alma mater. Thank you.
Stratford Class 2021, congratulations, congratulations.
Miss Matt. Miss McHouston.